dear students. Welcome back to the class as we are learning about the electoral politics in Civics Chapter 4. Now when we have understood all the phases of the election, now the question comes that what makes elections in India democratic? You have to understand that in my previous classes, whenever I was talking about the different phases, children, I have spoken about that there are a lot of misuse of power. There are a lot of unfair means which are used in elections. Some I would like to repeat again that the unfair practices which are there, first of all, inclusion of false names and exclusion of genuine names. You know, when the voter list is made ready, as I have told when I explain you the voter list, what happens? A person who is dead, a person who is not existing, those kind of false names are included in the voters list, and some genuine names are removed. Not only that, you know, they make earlier when there were ballot papers, ballot boxes were there, then you have to put your thumb impression. So what they used to do, total manipulation of the list, you know, nowhere a particular candidate who is very, you know, very genuine and will be helping out the people in and around, his name was removed forcefully and, you know, fake names were included. So these kind of unfair practices are continuously going on in the process of election. Misuse of government facilities. Can you remember when I was explaining the chapter that a person who is going for campaign, they cannot use the government vehicles or government offices or government, you know, aids for the campaign of the elections. But we have also seen that the people who are holding already the posts, when the elections come, they are traveling from one place to another using the government vehicles or transportations only. Moreover, going door to door and asking for the vote, that also being used by the government vehicles. Not only that, to stay back in a rural area, you know, government offices, schools are used. The food which is provided to these so-called, you know, ministers, for them also everything is being extracted from the government amount, which is absolutely against the code of conduct of the elections. Then excessive use of money by the rich candidates. Some candidates who are very, very rich, what do? You know, to show off, they organize different, you know, events. They organize different kind of, you know, fairs and all, where they bring out the people and then they lavishly show them that how rich I am. Suppose a party who calls for a rally also announces that once the rally is over, you all will be served a very good food, say biryani and, you know, non-veg. So the poor people, not in the sake of the party, not in the sake of the candidate, but in the sake of the food, that, you know, that hunger that brings them to the rally. And then they are showed off that such a huge, around 50,000 people gathered. 50,000 people, 90% of those people had come that once the rally is over, I will be getting food. So the people who are very, very rich, they use excessive amount of money, and more or less you will find at the end of the day that those money is actually the tax or the amount which I or you, those are the hard-earned money which we pay, and those are lavishly used by these candidates. Intimidation of the voters. Voters are threatened. They are, you know, they are locked up in a room. They are said so many things that so that they cannot cast fair vote. So the intimidation of the voters also takes place. Now, in spite of all these things, as I said, that still we cannot deny that we have got a beautiful democratic country. How? Then, what happens in our country? In our country, elections are conducted by an independent and very, very powerful election commission. Now, this election this commission is even powerful on the, the MLAs or MPs or the ministers. What does it do? Election Commission takes decision on every aspect of conduct and control. How the entire election will be conducted, how it will be controlled, and what is the amount of people, group of people are there, what are the candidates, whether the things are done in a proper way or not, code of conduct is proper or not. The Election Commission takes up the decision, number one. Number two, it implements code of conduct and punishes on violation. We have been studying since the beginning that election takes place under certain code of conduct. Those people who are nominated, who has enlisted themselves, they have to perform certain code of conduct. If they are not doing it, that means they are violating the rules of the elections. So, Election Commission sees that whether these code of conducts are properly followed up or not. If no, then it has got the right to punish those who all have violated the code of conduct. Number three, Election Commission can order the government to follow the guidelines. Many a times what happens, the party who is the ruling party, if I am talking about the Lok Sabha, then the central government, or if I am talking about the Rajya Sabha, then the state government. The party, one party has to be the ruling party. Now the party who is the ruling party, they go out of the box, to gather more and more votes. So this time also, because they are the government, Election Commission, if is seen that even the government is manipulating the process, can give them also certain guidelines which are to be followed. Then on election day, as I told you in the previous class, that one day is fixed for election. So on that particular day, government officers walk under the control of Election Commission. It's not that government officers, those who are on the higher ranks, they all are free, whatever they want they can. Keep in mind, because all these government officers, they also belong to certain political party, they also support certain political party. So they can show off their power, that I have got the power now, you all will work under me and you have to vote under this party only. That cannot be done, because the Election Commission is monitoring and they are also controlled. The government officers are also controlled by the Election Commission. And Election Commission has begun to exercise all the power and expand them. Now, how they are exercising all the powers? Always remember that Election Commission, which is a very, very powerful and independent body, if it finds that the code of conducts are not followed, the rules are not being maintained, there are manipulations, there are unfair means used, Election Commission has got all the right to cancel the polling or to cancel the entire election process, and then they go for repolling. Then if certain constituency has been found by the Election Commission that the process has not been followed up in a fair manner, then the election day along with the entire process gets cancelled, and then Election Commission announces for the repolling. Repolling means again the voting will be conducted, polling will be conducted, and the entire constituency will again have to go through the process. So here you can see that in spite of having all the unfair means and kind of manipulation, Election Commission plays a very, very vital role in a country like India. I will be continuing with the class again with certain examples, and I am concluding the class for today. Children, take care of yourself, drink plenty of water, maintain the protocols of C90, and have a nice day. Stay blessed.